When we talk about artificial intelligence, most people think the self-driving cars or the customer services chatbots. These are normally for rich people and sophisticated consumers. But there are also several artificial intelligence based applications that have been designed for marginalized and vulnerable groups, such as smallholder farmers or displaced people, such as refugees. That's what I'll be focusing on in this talk. I grew up in Nepal, and as a part of my previous job, I travel all over the country training smallholder farmers to improve their farming management activities. One thing that was really striking to me was that farming practices in Nepal have unchanged for the past several hundred years. That's why Nepal has a big food insecurity problem, although more than 60% of the population works in agriculture. And that is not the only problem that developing countries such as Nepal face. There is the lack of access to healthcare services for most of the people. And there is very high youth unemployment rate. And a large proportion of adults lack access to formal financial services. Fortunately, there are several artificial intelligence based programs that are designed to help these groups address these problems. In the area of agriculture, one such app is Plant Village Nuru, which is free smartphone app that can diagnose diseases that are common in Africa, such as cassava or potato. And this app is used in Kenya and several other African countries and can diagnose the diseases with an accuracy level that is twice as good as human experts. And also, this app utilizes data and algorithm from many different sources, and using those data and algorithm, it can determine different crops drought tolerance, and also can know if those crops are suitable in a given geographic area. And people do not need a lot of skills to use this app. Another challenge that smallholder farmers face in developing countries is that they are paid very little for what they do, or their work is highly undervalued. In the global coffee industry, for example, only 2% of the coffee revenue actually goes to the coffee growers. And the current challenge is that the quality of commodities, such as coffee, is determined by the middlemen, and middlemen always have incentives to degrade the quality of commodities that farmers have so that they pay little money to farmers and put most of the money in their pocket. Fortunately, there are several artificial intelligence based applications to assess the quality of commodities such as coffee. One such example is the technology start of Bext 360, which has its Bext machines that have been used in Uganda and Ethiopia. Bext 360 solutions use different technologies such as artificial intelligence, machine vision, Internet of Things, and blockchain to track the coffee supply chain and also determine the level of quality of coffee. If farmers that bring riper coffee, bigger coffee beans, they are paid more because the Bext machines using artificial intelligence think that those coffees are worth more, and also farmers are paid immediately. In the area of healthcare, the country of Tanzania, for example, has only one doctor for every 25,000 people, and that is not sufficient. To address these problems, there are many artificial intelligence based apps. One example is the German company Ada Health, which has Ada Symptom Checker chatbot. To use Ada Symptom Checker chatbot, which is used in many low and middle income countries, all we need to do is input data about our symptom. and also if we have any pre-existing medical conditions. And then the app asks a series of questions. Based on those, it diagnoses if we have any disease and also provides recommendation, such as we have to take a rest, or we have to look for the services of those medical services providers or doctors. And in 2019, the Swiss social enterprise Butner helped launch localized version of the app in Swahili, which is spoken in Tanzania and many other African countries. And this app optimizes 160 different models that are typical in Tanzania and several other African countries. If we go to more specialized healthcare areas, such as ophthalmology and radiology, the shortage of healthcare services providers is even more severe. According to the World Health Organization, India has about 70 million people that suffer from diabetes. And those people also face blindness risk. But India has only 11 eye doctors for 1 million people. To address this shortage, the Madurai city in southern Indian state of Tamil Nadu has Arvind Eye Hospital. The hospital utilizes artificial intelligence to diagnose diabetic retinopathy. And the hospital has many satellite clinics all over the state. In those clinics, nurses can take images of patients' retinas. Those images are uploaded on the cloud, and then artificial intelligence, together with human experts, analyze that picture and determine if the patient has blindness-related problem related to diabetes, and they do that in a few seconds. Also in 2021, Urban Eye Hospital launched smart vision spectacles, which cost $292 compared to more than $5,000 for similar devices in other parts of the world. And the goal is to help visually impaired people move around with confidence. The smart vision spectacles uses camera and other features and tells about the surroundings to the wearer in English and 73 other regional Indian languages. For example, if there is an obstacle within 2 meters, or there is any person that is known to the wearer that are in the vision line. And if we go to the area of youth unemployment, South Africa has one of the biggest in the world. In 2021 second quarter, more than 64% young people in the country were unemployed. And the country's social enterprise Harambee utilizes machine learning to analyze data related to different geographic areas in the country, and also it analyzes the behavioral metrics of those young people who are unemployed. It was started in 2011 and until now interacted with more than 1 million unemployed young people in South Africa. And the company's young recruiters, who are also known as feet on the street, they go all over South Africa in the backward areas and collect CVs of young people that are unemployed. And also, the social enterprise Harambee works with these companies that have job vacancies and knows the specific types of skills the companies are looking for. If there is a match, close match between those skills that unemployed people have and the type of skills that the companies are looking for, Harambee also provides some type of support, such as vocational training. And doing that, it helps those people find jobs. Until now, it helped 240,000 young people in South Africa find jobs. Now, in the area of financial inclusion, currently, according to the World Bank, 1.7 billion adults worldwide are unbanked. That means they do not have account in any formal financial institution such as bank or even mobile services providers. There are two problems for this. Number one, These low-income people normally engage in small transactions, and banks cannot make a lot of money from small transactions. Second, there is no information related to credit worthiness of these low-income people because these countries do not have credit bureaus, or if they have, they do not function properly. Fortunately, there are many artificial intelligence-based programs to address these problems. One example is the financial technology company MyBox. MyBox has branches in different parts of the world, and one such branch is in the country of Malawi, Jaleka refugee camp in the city of Dawa, which is about 70 kilometers from the capital city. In that city, the fintech company MyBox utilizes artificial intelligence-based banking and lending software. It is called Haraka, uses facial recognition and several other features. For example, those people, in this case, refugees in the camp, can download the app and they can give permission to MyBox to analyze the data. Then MyBox utilizes different types of information that people have on the phone, and that information is related to social data and behavioral data and other types of data. And the artificial intelligence-based program help predict the credit risk these people have, and it can make a decision about providing small loan called nano loan in a few minutes. So there are many things that artificial intelligence can do to these marginalized groups, but also at the same time, there are several challenges that we currently face. The first challenge is the lack of availability of data, relevant data, to develop artificial intelligence algorithms. In the area of genomic sciences, for example, the advancements make it possible to reconstruct the entire human history, population history, and identify the risk that specific types of genes can face. And also, artificial intelligence can help provide recommendation, that is individualized recommendation, depending on people's genes. But if we look at the current global genome database, people of European descent account for most of the data, and those in developing countries, such as in South Asia, Africa, Latin America, are highly underrepresented to develop artificial intelligence algorithms utilizing genome data. The second challenge we face is the low resources language that these people speak, low-income people. In the area of artificial intelligence, one of the most advanced mature area is natural language processing, which deals with spoken languages and written languages. And some of the possible applications of natural language processing include virtual assistants like Siri, Alexa, things that we are using, and also healthcare software that can scan data from a large amount of clinical text and extract meaningful information. But most of the natural language processing applications currently have been developed for English language, which is spoken by only a small proportion of the world's population. In India, for example, out of 1.3 billion people, only 10% speak English. And most of the new internet users are local language first users, not English speakers. And likewise, there are more than 420 million Arabic speaking people all over the world. And also the continent of Africa has more than 2,000 languages, and many of them are only spoken, not written. These people cannot take advantage of the advancements in natural language processing. The third challenge is related to the lack of technology infrastructure. For example, if we really want to utilize artificial intelligence to provide healthcare services in rural area, we need fast data transmission and data transmission with very short time lag. And to do that, we need advanced telecommunications infrastructure, such as the 5th generation cellular networks. And if we look at the next 5 years or 10 years, most of the 5th generation cellular networks are likely to be developed in industrialized countries, such as those in the Western Europe or North America. And the fourth challenge is related to the lack of computing power. Different areas of artificial intelligence, such as machine learning and deep learning, require massive amount of computing power to analyze data. And currently, most of the developing countries, especially smaller developing countries, do not have the required computing power to perform those functions. For example, the country of Kenya in Africa is doing quite good in technology areas. But in some cities of Kenya, if one has to run any type of machine learning program in their machines, it might take as long as 12 hours. The last challenge is related to the shortage of skills and talent in the area of artificial intelligence. If we look at more broadly, like the professional software developers, right now, the continent of Africa, which has 1.3 billion people, and the state of California in the US, which has less than 40 million people, they have roughly the same number of software professional developers. And if we look at artificial intelligence area, especially the advanced areas, according to the Montreal, Canada-based Element AI, in 2017, there were only 10,000 people all over the world who had serious artificial intelligence research skills. And that year, 2017, only the US was looking for more than 10,000 people. And that year, no more than 3,000 of them were actually looking for jobs. And there is any artificial intelligence superstar in any part of the world, in Africa, Latin America, India, there are these big technology companies in the US and several other industrialized countries that can pay a lot of money, sometimes even $1 million to attract them. So artificial intelligence can do good thing to these marginalized groups in a lot of different ways. And at least some progresses have been made towards the goal of ensuring that the benefits of artificial intelligence also go to these groups. But there is much more that needs to be done. An encouraging trend is that the cost of computing devices and also the cost of data storage, data transmission needed for the development of artificial intelligence, they are declining very rapidly. And artificial intelligence applications are becoming more and more user-friendly, that anyone can use, most of them. That means the various barriers that currently exist, they are not difficult to overcome. And as I already mentioned, some progresses have already made on that front. So all of us need to work together, like the government organizations, non-government organizations, various international development organizations, academic institutions such as the university, and the private sector and technology companies, so that the benefits of artificial intelligence also go to these marginalized and vulnerable groups. Thank you very much for listening.